Start streaming, connecting to YouTube, connecting to Twitch. Do we have any reactions? Oh, nobody's already here. Let's go. Start the music. Let's go. Yeah, man. Alrighty. Okay. So, who of you guys is ready for a nice painting stream, but in a little bit of a more, I guess, digital way? Today, we are going to sketch, plan, and hopefully fully design some terrain for Warcry, which I want to build from paper mache, of course. The video will be available on YouTube ASAP. But yeah, we've been painting some Rotmire Creed. Now we're going to design the terrain, and after this is done, I will of course film the video for the Rotmire Creed and the terrain. After that, I will have a battle against, like a Warcry battle against Heinrich, with of course a fully fledged battle report being produced then. And yeah, I think that's going to make for quite an interesting series of videos. And I thought, you know, I want to stream for quite a long time how I paint digitally, and I finally found a good program to do this with, thanks to the recommendations of Jose Naimi, a YouTuber who has made her debut rather recently here. And yeah, so shout out to her, thanks for that. Alrighty, hope I pronounced her name right. Let's get rid of all of this. And of course, even though the music is rather jazzy, we're going to go do this. Nah, I'll leave it here. Right now it looks a little weird because I'm addressing the camera so much, but that will change once we started painting. Alright, I'll start with simple shades of gray, I think, with all the 50 shades that I have available to me. And yeah, let's just see what happens. So, I want to design for Warcry. So usually a Warcry terrain looks like this, right? You have this, and then what I remember from the video that I watched, you have like a platform like this, maybe like another one right here, like two platforms, this one being 2 inches high, this one being 1 inch up. Then you have like a walkway up here and a ramp leading up this platform. And then you have maybe like an obstacle here, maybe like a tree or something. And then you have like some smaller stuff and some fences to, you know, have your map. I don't want to do that. I want to do significantly more than that. I'm going to go completely after the rule of cool here. And I will discuss with Heinrich which rules all of these things will actually have. So what I'm thinking will be something different, but I already have some avid chatters in the chat. Alright. JJ says, hey ho all. Are you handcrafting or 3D printing the terrain? I'll be handcrafting the terrain from paper mache. I already did this once before. Hang on, let me link you the video if you're interested how that would look like. I already did this once before, a couple of years ago. Damn, time flies. And that worked out rather well, and the reason I haven't done that in so long is because that one building took me like a month. So I hope this will not be the case once I start building the entire city that I've planned. But yeah, of course, there will be no 3D printing required, and I also will take really care that you don't have to actually buy anything to do this as well. Because I hate it when there are like tutorials and people are like, oh, build this for 10 euros, and then they pull up equipment for like $1,000 and a whole garage to play with. And I'm just like, no man, that's not the reason why I clicked on this fucking tutorial. So no, I will try to get this as budget friendly as possible. I will only use stuff that I've already discarded and collected maybe over the years. This will be strictly a rubbish build, or build that you can maybe do, I don't know, after buying some miniatures and getting a package with it. That's the plan. Handcrafting is the way to go, my man. That's my jam too. Definitely watching that after the stream. Oh, thank you very much. Alright, I hope the stream will be interesting enough as well. I use XP's foam and sculptor mold. Oh, that's interesting. XPS foam. Haven't used that. I do have a little bit of Styrodur. Styrodur, it's called in German, so I'm not quite sure what it's called in English. Styrodur. But I'm also not going to use that because I have seen a few tutorials on that already. So I would be kind of just adding to the choir. And also Styrodur can be quite the hassle if you don't have a hardware store to work with. Connor says, what's good biomass? Hell yeah. What's that one streamer doing trash terrain once? I believe it was Gamza. Oh, would have to check that out. Hang on, I have my phone right with me so I can photograph that message. So I remember to do that. And again, Connor says, what's good biomass? Everything's good. I hope. So, what I have planned for today, to keep it simple. So I really hoped for Kill Team, because I had quite a few ideas for like Warhammer 40k terrain. Now it's going to be Warhammer Age of Sigmar, more fantasy stylish. That's going to be quite the hassle. But what I thought maybe would be a good idea to do some swamp terrain. So if we put the horizon right here, the table plate basically. The videos were pretty solid. Dude, we all did back in the old days. Alright. I did lots of trash terrain when I first started. Oh yeah. I actually did not. I was lucky that one of our guys started with Warhammer when he was like 6 years old. And what he did, well, he had like his father built a lot of terrain for him because he saw the prices for Warhammer terrain and was like, no. So he just built his own stuff and brought that to the table. Hang on, I need to establish. Let's go. The thing is, I am a little bit anxious to do this stream because, as some of you may know, I am actually the student at an art academy, so if this doesn't work out, I don't know what to think. But yeah. That seems cool. Yeah. I did industrial stuff out of plastic kitchenware and old toys. Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well. Like some corrugated steel plates are very easy to find. But what I was thinking more... Hang on, let's get the basic designs first before we do a complete rendering. I'm already getting ahead of myself. Judging is being done? Sure. Alright. What I'm thinking, to keep this all interesting, right? You have like... For the houses, I'm thinking either doing like this, like just the front view, like, right? Just keep it simple. After all, we are doing like some sort of concept art. Actually, this is already wrong. My gosh, not getting anything done today, am I? So, if this is the base, so all the houses should stay on like platforms. I think that's a given if you remember that this is supposed to be like a swampy area. And what I'm thinking is that the houses on these platforms, because of course you don't have usually that much wood. I'm already, you know, really thinking about it. You don't have that much wood, so what people usually do, societies, is that they try to build as much, like they try to build the walls, not really as walls, but rather just pull the roof down to act as walls as well, to save on resources. And of course, this can be done with like lots of reeds. And then we get like the classic just houses. Maybe something along these lines. And then here, something so the smoke can escape. A hole in here. And then you have like a door. Maybe only like a curtain or something. What's everyone's favorite faction? See if I can guess mine, lol. Well, if I have a guess, I'd say Drukhari. No. I'm guessing Turnet, ain't it? So maybe with some details. I'm just going to get the first important sketches down. After that, we'll do, of course, some more detailed stuff. The other idea I had was to take this, and instead of doing that, maybe we can do that as well. But like for the Hall of the Chief, maybe. So for a little bit bigger of a building. I thought maybe something along these lines would be cool. So a rounded entrance. And then you'd have like maybe a big door if we are actually going like with a hall. Let's put it a little bit bigger if it's an actual hall. And then you'd have like the roofs made out of shingles, maybe until here. And then you'd have regular wooden planks going like this. And then maybe for the smoke to escape, maybe in the middle, we'd place a little bit more of a rounded roof. Ding ding ding, got that combat patrol and a hive tyrant. Nice. I just sold the combat patrol on eBay. Wouldn't it be so funny if you guys actually exchanged your miniatures without knowing? Hang on, let me... So, I actually haven't seen that many swamp villages, but that's my idea. If we were going to go with the first design, maybe the roofs, so, whoops, hey. Maybe if this is the roof, like from the side, maybe something like this, maybe pull the edges forward a little bit. So it looks very much like a tent. And then you'd have like the structure, the platform. So, because the thing that I like about Warcry is that you can actually use the terrain properly, right? I like the dome look. I want to implement that in my builds, but hard with XPS. Oh, okay. Well, maybe I can show you the way with paper mache. Hang on. Does it work? Yeah. Okay, never mind then. Let's do it properly. I'll already choose the color of the wood. Of course, we'll be also painting whole thing. I think the color should be it'll probably more be like this, like a grayish dead wood. He said wood. So just as the foundation, of course. Maybe we should nah. Structure itself. Of course, everything built on stilts, and maybe like either with ramps or maybe with like the ladder already built onto the stilt, like just pushed through the wood. I think that could make it a little bit more interesting, but that's details that I don't want to think about. Not really right now. So, and the roof may be made from reeds. Hang on. I need to get this a little bit darker. Am I still on the right? Yeah. I want to start black and white, but you know, might as well use color in the first place as well. Do you have a Discord? I don't. The reason for that is mostly that I don't really think that I can add too much value right now on a Discord. And that's basically it. Wouldn't want you guys shouting into the void and me not having the time to reply, or forgetting to reply. Maybe something like this. Or we do this approach. Whoops, hey. The dome. Which of course would leave us with structure like this. So a side view. And that would of course look a little bit sophisticated. I think I already like this one better. Doesn't necessarily mean that we won't do the other thing as well. But here we could really have some plank action going on. So maybe like this, and then the roof, I think we should go with... I originally thought maybe like this color. which I think is due to the fact that I've seen some, you know, I think a city in Skyrim does this or something, or maybe How to Train Your Dragon, I'm not quite sure. But I think we should also go with more of a sickly looking green. Just followed your Insta? Oh man. Another place where you probably starve for content. But Instagram is a great way to reach me. If you want to show some stuff to be reviewed. Maybe via, like, on the live stream already, or, you know. Sometimes people send in the projects that they currently are doing, and that's always great fun to watch. And review, and show to the stream. But yeah, thanks for following. Maybe multi-tiered, like 3 levels which you take off to fight on the inside. That's also a good idea. I'm keeping it rather simple for now, just getting the, I guess, architecture down first. I'm also keen to maybe look at a few references. And the reason I also like to do this on stream is because of, you know, you guys giving me recommendations. Let's not waste too much time. And then do like this. Maybe I should have done it the other way around. Vasta Ocean Blue 05 says, Bash, howdy, that certainly looks different than the norm. Oh yeah? I will show you some houses I made on there. Oh yeah, sure, please be sure to send it. Maybe I need to accept your request or something? I had one person to do that. Yeah. So maybe something more like this, with, you know, the roof in front. I think this will look a lot more interesting than the other idea with the houses made from reed. Okay. Right. How? I think a Warcry battle map. So just to juxtapose the two, like this is one idea. This is the other. And then we'd have like planks just like this on that idea. Oh, hang on, I forgot actually a very important thing. And that's the part where the smoke can escape. I don't want no smoke. Like this. Yes. Something like this. And then, of course, hence it is a... Vash says, hello, I used to go by Vash, but then update the name. Not beating my wife's joke out of playing with... of us playing with tiny dolls. Yeah. And of course, what I definitely want to do, at least one thing, is like a watchtower of sorts, right? Because that only makes sense. I mean, we're playing with war bands here, these guys. Gotta have a watchtower. And there are also different ideas, so either we'll do it, you know, more the classic approach. I think, just to keep it real, I think these guys would try to use their resources as best as they can. Maybe like if this is, I don't know. How tall should this be? Do I have? If this is a 4 inches is a little bit low. Maybe 5. Yeah, we'll do 5 inches. What's the average movement range for these guys? Do I have my cards anywhere? Oh yeah, there we go. The average movement for these guys is 4 inches. All right. They're miniatures. So the average movement range is like 4 inches. So I think is 8 inches an idea? 8 inches certainly is tall. Damn. Maybe if... I mean, 8 inches wouldn't be too bad either. Hang on, aren't inches like just this? So this is 8 inches tall. And then we have like a second platform in the middle. Just as like a regular platform. And this space down here is 4 inches. So you can like climb up the ladder, and that's like one movement. Oops, I don't know what that was supposed to be. like 1 turn, a little T, and you can reach the very top in 2 turns. Well, actually, Barbie is a miniature of human. Oh, you don't say? Well, actually, I'd have you believe that Barbie's proportions are not humanly possible. So, is she really a human? But yeah. So, and these, just to, as we are already here to clarify this, this is either 1 inch or 2 inches, depending on, you know, kind of stuff. Do you check out the Koreans? I don't know, man. Not live on stream anyway. Alrighty. So the watchtower. And the watchtower should have like stuff, maybe an extended platform, extended firing platform. And we could either do the Age of Empires version, more or less. I don't quite remember it exactly from the top of my head. With like stuff like that going on, and then some whoops. And then some maybe like hide roofs. Or we could go a little bit more crazy. Hang on, let me... It's the watchtower. Ah, fuck. Hang on. I gotta do this. Duplicate. Or... Hang on. We could also... maybe... Since I'm not using space, let me... make it a little bit big. Like this. Alright. Or... scrap this part. We do this out of reed as well. In case, this would have to be free. And then you could... No, actually it doesn't. If it's a firing platform, never mind. Oh, you dick. Connor, you bastard. Alright. What we could also do is... Hang on. Do this smaller. 2 watchtowers would also not be too bad. Maybe only one, like 1 for use and 1 for aesthetics. And then we do that guy a little bit smaller. Maybe like this, a little bit slimmer. And then we, up here, put on like some contraption, maybe like this. And I'll show you why. Oh yeah, this looks very chic for a Nurgle warband. Maybe this village used to belong to a different kind of folk. Then we put a beam up here in the middle. Take ourselves some nice old gold. Then maybe have a bell down here. Like a classic bell tower. Like a giant brazier. Need to look up what that is. No, but that's also a good idea. That's a good idea for like small obstacles and stuff to just dot around on the map. That's also a good idea. So we'd have like a bell tower and a watchtower, a proper watchtower. Although this design right here is not quite what I'm after. Whoops. Oh. Hey. Maybe, so we do this stuff out of reeds. Actually, let's duplicate this area. Put this down here as well. Looks already a lot more interesting. And I think cover is like, what, half an inch? Or an inch? What does already count as cover? I think 1 inch. So this would be 1 inch tall. One inch. 1A! Let me... And then I want to redo the top, because this doesn't look quite right. We could also do the lower one even bigger. Oops. Just to get some more asymmetry, more visual interest going. Yeah. But yeah, giant bracer would also be nice. What would a Nurgle cultist build in their swamp village, right? I think that's another important question, because so far this is all just like generic swamp stuff. This is not so like, not crazy interesting. I think maybe... Huh. Let's put this stuff away. And then we'll do like a smaller platform or a bigger one. Maybe big and... Maybe a circular? Like another dome? Like this. And then we have like the reeds going all the way up like this. Yes. I think that's a good idea. So we have that, and then you can take just the top off, or, you know, to have fights happening there. Like a small like this. Actually, if we're already doing something cool, let's do it a little bit cooler. Let's do a 2-tiered design. So you have like one going like that, and another one going a little bit steeper. That's a lot steeper. Hang on. And then you can have some support beams. Go down like this. Okay. And those supports just, like these supports just hold up with this structure up here. And then they also open up like a small extra piece of... Can I get my brightness up, please? Bingo. Like, again, for the smoke to escape. I like to have my designs, so like I didn't do too many designs in my time so far, but when I do, I'd like to have them realistic, quote unquote, like usable, useful. So we have a watchtower, we have 2 different houses. I think that's already quite a lot. What else could there be? Like, we do need some obstacles, I think. We do need some sort of, like, walls and stuff. And I think for that, it would be most advised to... Let me quickly do this. Duplicate, so we have that on standby. When to grab a sandwich, what did I miss? Not much. We basically, what we did was, we designed this watchtower, which, you know, I'm quite happy with what we got here, right? The top should be, we wanted to have the top be its own thing, basically. So it can be detached. And yeah, and we can decide if we have an open watchtower or not. I think an a closed watchtower makes sense visually and from a concept perspective. And an open watchtower is, you know, more for the game aspect of it. Then we have like a bell tower. Gotta be honest, this is more inspired by like Lord of the Rings or something. And yeah, then we have like different versions of houses. All right, and now again, we want to think about like maybe some obstacles or stuff. If I grab myself one of the miniatures, I'm a little bit far to grab them right now, but what do we miss here? Of course, the platforms, but the platforms itself, I don't think we need to like go too crazy for design. I think what we should definitely have is some sort, because a swamp is sometimes deeper and sometimes there are like shallower places where you can actually walk. And I think it wouldn't be too far-fetched for them to have like boats or something, right? So I think we don't have to go too crazy. Maybe something like this. And like two. Again, this is just supposed to be an obstacle in the way, and then you'd have like two maybe on the side and tied to a post or something. Or maybe already dragged up on the poles. Whatever, basically. Need to give that its own thing. So we can have maybe some boats as obstacles. And what else? Nobody's mentioned giant braziers. I think that's a great idea as well. Maybe something like this, right? Again, the designs so far are not too crazy. I just want to get the concepts down now. And then put a bit more time into the rendering later on. I think braziers make perfect sense. And what else? What else would we need for like a nice table of Warcry? I think maybe... I think we're already rather good to go. I think we'll just start from here and see what else we want to add. We don't need to envision every single small detail right now. There a small single story though? Oh right, yeah, we want to do a big thing, right? Yeah. That's actually why I did this entire new canvas. Hang on. Let me delete that one. Actually, that wasn't necessary at all, because now I need to duplicate the entire thing. Alright. By the way, I know this might not look like much, but I am actually trained in like proper arts. So there's a portrait that I did for my brother for his birthday. So after we're done rendering, hopefully the houses would look more like this, like the actual picture that we end up with in the end. Like a temple type of building, maybe Aztec style? I think Aztec is a little bit too far, but a temple would go hard and would make sense, right? Because we're dealing with cultists here. And it says, wow, that's cool. Oh, thank you very much. I pulled that up entirely to flex a little bit. And if you want to have a portrait like that, soon you will have a very cheap opportunity to get one. So let's put these away. Actually, hang on. Put all these back on. And I'll put them into one big group. Because this is now just our reference cheat. Because now, meant the stair type of temple would end up with multiple. Oh, yeah. That's actually, yes. I think that's good. I think we can do that a little bit differently just to keep a different kind of aesthetic. But that's definitely a good idea. Like the temple as a whole. What I now just want to do is, plan the battle map, so we actually know how many buildings we need, right? I think, how about this for like a swampy atmosphere? I think that's correct. Alright. If it had something like that, I'd be Carnifex having an unhelmeted ultramarine on one of its claws. Hell yeah. Make it all vein covered and swampy. Yeah, definitely, that's the idea. I'll see what I can do with the rubbish that I have, but yeah. Make some flocking with PVA and slap it on. Again, I'll try to keep this as budget friendly as possible, but there's a lot of stuff that you can do with flour and water alone. And I'll just try to see what I can do with that. So in terms of the planks, maybe some ritual going at the top. Oh hell yeah! I know what you like. I can see where you guys are coming from. Also, we need to keep in mind that this terrain isn't crazy big. So I think if we do the temple, we can design him now, but I will have to build him at a later date for like maybe a bigger, proper Age of Sigmar table, right? Just watch those leg support too spindly. Oh no, I'll make them thick, alright? I'll make them thick. So I think, in terms of platforms, I'd like to have maybe some round ones. Again, keep it very simple so far. And then we'll have some, like, some sort of this stuff going on. I'll arrange that properly in a second. And then, of course, we'll have some of these. Hang on. Let me actually do this properly. Bam, bam, bam. This is just the platforms, because I want the entire city to be on platforms. And then you'd have like walkways and ramps, basically like this, right? And then once the city is in place, then we can think of maybe doing like some islands and stuff, but that's more for the table itself, and I don't think I'd put that into the building video as well. Longhouse on stilts where you can take off the roof for fighting inside may also be a good large center terrain piece. Yes, I was thinking about a longhouse as well. Actually more with like, where do we have it? Alright. Okay. Like this design here. My gosh. Okay. No. Okay, anyways. Like the upper design with the dome and stuff, I thought maybe that as a big terrain. Oh, let's go! It's Matt! He actually made it to one of my streams. Let's go. And it's not a miniature painting or building stream. Made that funny. But good to have you here, man. How about natural terrain, like stumps and rocks? That's also good. I think, yeah, that's what we should try to plan now. So what I'm thinking is, I think we need at least two buildings. And then we also need, like, a watchtower, maybe like this. Maybe roughly this big. I think one watchtower is already good. Again, we're not dealing with that much space here because it's only like 10-man squads, right? So we'd have maybe like a big round platform. Then we'd have like two for the buildings. Maybe one like this. I'm just planting the ground for the actual battle map. Mangrove trees. That's also a good idea. Like, there are a lot of good ideas. I think we could do this very scenically, but I do also have a rather tight time budget, a rather tight schedule. I'm also currently doing like one of my university projects up here. You can only see like one piece of it, one piece. But yeah. But I will start with this probably tomorrow, which is great that you guys voted for this sketching stream. This already takes some pressure off my back. So maybe like this then. I want to have a little bit more asymmetrical. Hang on, let me take the walkway away. Yeah, and that's the watchtower. Maybe size the round thing. One piece. And maybe we have like one building like this, like really in the corner. Let's do the smaller building in the corner. Then we have a big building. It's more like maybe here or something. Yeah, in that corner. A round plate to connect those. Oops. Then we take one walkway. Connect these two. Take a different walkway to connect these two. Are you planning a wargaming table? Yes. He's making a terrain concept. Bingo. Connor's got it. Oops. Hey. Hey. Maybe like a ramp or something. And so that's one thing. So modular terrain then? Yes, I think I'll do the base plate from paper in I guess 6 modules. I want to have it all very neatly like stackable because again I'm living in a 1-room apartment with my girlfriend, so I don't have much storage to store it after the game. So yeah, it's all going to be very neat and tidy. Let's do this walkway different. Maybe like this. Something along these lines. And then we still have the watchtower. I think the watchtower being like the edge here would make sense. I think we won't have enough space for another like huge piece, so I think if we do the long haul or something. What style of building? We're doing... Oh shit, I should have done this in one group. Hang on, I can... Ah, hang on. Just need to go to the gallery, and we're going with this style, so very swampy looking, because I originally wanted to build an Empire harbor town, but that was rather out of place because neither of us played a, you know, regular human faction. This is for Warcry, by the way, so not a huge Age of Sigmar table, but a small Warcry terrain. And he plays the Luminev, and I'm not that big of a fan of their architecture. So I think it was my girlfriend who recommended to do maybe a swamp terrain because I had the swamp people, the Rotmire Creed. So that's what we're doing. The watchtower I think should be here or something. And then you'd have like this. Fuck. Didn't think the layout wouldn't be a problem. I want to have it rather asymmetrical, and then you have like 2 more walkways, like one here. I want to have enough space for fighting. I think I need to connect them up more though. Otherwise, I don't want it to be just scenery, you know? And I think the watchtower would be like next to one of those areas, so you can just move there and climb atop it. Like something like that. And then you'd have maybe something like this where where you can go atop the platform, like on one side. And because it needs to be a little bit more gamey, let me quickly make a group so I can move the entire thing. That might have been very smart when we started. And there we go. Maybe more like this, or maybe even like this. And then you'd have another ramp. Whoops. And then you'd have another ramp that's going up here. So I think I make the ramps bigger at the bottom, so we have a little bit more three-dimensionality. Batman's Kitchen says evening. Hey, man. Oh, wow. Maybe 7 PM is also a good time to stream, huh? Alright. And there we go. Don't know which walkway that was. Clever. Okay. And then we have... Then let me do a little bit of... Actually, some nice stuff. So I think this platform should be higher than the others. Because again, I want to have as much three-dimensionality as possible. This ramp leads up there. The other leads up there. And this one... Nah, I think we don't need to go too crazy. So this one will just lead the same... at the same height. What about this slice board by length? One third? And do a palisade around a few buildings, 1/3 muddy swamp tree-ish, 1/3 across the middle something. Race trading routes swelling around, ideas. That sounds... Slice the board by length. I think that sounds good. I think that's more of an idea for like a proper Age of Sigmar terrain. Again, we're dealing with a very small board here. Just like, again, I think he has like 10 people, I have 10 people. Like around that, so it's very small. And I'd hate to go like build a lot of stuff. For example, what I really don't want is for me to build like this entire thing and then the fight happening here, right? So my guys deploy here, his guys deploy here, he runs up here, I run up here, maybe put one guy up here, and, you know, to shoot his bow and arrow. And then everything happening in here, right? So this thing goes unused and this thing goes unused. That would kind of suck. So I definitely want to try, you know, make an empty space in the middle then. I kind of think that's not... So what I'm thinking is this is the city. The village itself. And then we take some of the swamp. Have like maybe this color. So you need to walk around it. Yes. So what I'm planning is, that's a great thing. So what I'm planning is that we have like some sort of like little islands. With children. No, little islands. And like maybe like this. So this could be walkable. I need to make it a lot brighter actually. What? Okay. I did do it correctly. So maybe like this. And then you'd have another island over here. Maybe there's a ladder down. No, okay. No, let's not do that. So you can, you know, if you really want to, maybe leap. Hang on. If you really wanted to, you could maybe, if this area here is small enough, maybe leap with one of your characters from one island to the other, saving this entire route. But, you know, we'll just see how it goes. I also don't really know exactly how Warcry is played, so I've seen one video kind of explaining it. Why is my hair always so see-through? Looks like I'm already bald. I already watched like one tutorial on YouTube on how to play Warcry, so I have a rough idea where it's gonna go. I've also played a bit of Kill Team, but you know, this is a very melee-based fight. So yeah, is it going to be a basic 48-inch or 72-inch board? I actually don't know. I think I would like to have the bigger option, but I'm not quite sure. And again, what I'm thinking for the rest of the terrain is that this stuff down here is literally impassable. So you can't walk here, really. And then maybe you'd have one more. So this terrain you really can't walk on, except for when you're flying. But then then we have entirely different problems, right? And then maybe we'd have like a small island here, but that's mostly just for looks. With like accessible via a ladder or something. That's here. Because then we can place some boats for flavor. Like maybe like this, right? Okay, the smaller boat. I have 2 levels, one like docks, just like on the water, one risen higher. I have the Rodmire Creed box set, cool aesthetic. Oh yeah, it definitely is. I really like those miniatures. The reason why I went with Kill Team, with Warcry over Kill Team, literally is just that, you know, I already had a bunch of Kill Team models, but Theinrich was like, well, I don't like any of the, I don't like any of the Kill Teams. I wouldn't want to spend money on that. And I was like, ah, fuck, okay. And then we had to look at Warcry and realized how cool the Warcry miniatures looked. And then basically decided, okay, let's give that a go. So this is of course going to be the dome building. A little bit lighter at the top. And then of course you'd have the area where the smoke can disappear. Like right here. And for the other building, maybe some dirty reed. Maybe it's if it's like backed up all the way into the corner. Maybe like this. And the other one. So this one is very much shaped like a tent. Alright. And then you'd have like posts where you have to have it a little bit more fenced in. And I think we'll save ourselves the bell tower. Or do we? Maybe the bell tower is actually a bad idea. Maybe the massive watchtower that we planned here might be a bit too much, but we'll see. Alrighty. And yeah, this is supposed to be the watchtower. Do we want to have like some sort of gate, maybe? Nah, because we won't use it anyway. And again, I have a tight time budget. Let me make the boats a little bit better. And then there's going to be like a post, maybe here. And some small lines. Keeping them rooted on there. Like something like that. And then now we get to a little bit more of the actual planning. How big is this stuff going to be? That's of course a question that I do really not know. How big is your average Warcry terrain? Warcry field size, bingo. Warcry is played by 22 by 30 inch. That's not a lot. Or is it? 22. Yeah, okay. And then by 30. Not too much, actually. The edges of my boards tend to get ignored. Yeah, and that's why I made them impassable anyway, right? So, basically what I'm planning, more or less, depending on how it works, I think like one deployment zone would be here, one deployment zone is here, and the only way for these guys to bash their faces in, right, is to go up and fight. Maybe I should do one more. Because now, what I'm thinking now is that this layout doesn't allow for... edges of the board are for rolling dice. Pretty much. Now I'm thinking though, this is a little bit too... because now I'm basically forcing a fight to happen here, right? Because this is the only route that any player can take. I need to allow for more flanking maneuvers. And for that, maybe I should put the watchtower on a different place. I'm just taking his stumps, but maybe up here? No. Maybe here? Movement penalty in water? I actually think I should make the water completely impassable, but yeah. Maybe movement penalty is good as well. I don't want to make it like too hostile. Another idea would also be to just connect these islands. You have like one landmass. Put a roundabout in the middle. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I think if I have to connect these things anyway, because I do want to have a way for them to go around. Maybe if we do the watchtower idea, we will have a second platform here anyway, like this, little bit bigger, and then this one is more toward the ceiling. Can model strong currents with Uhu glue, even mod podge. I'll see what I can do. Again, the battle is planned for the 25th, which is 8 days away. Holy shit! And I haven't even painted the goddamn. And I'm away on the weekend. Huh. Shit. This just hits me. And I have university. Maybe I need to start with the terrain tomorrow instead of doing my university work. Okay. Well, good thing we've cleared that up. But yeah, if we do have like a platform here, that's roughly the height of this roundabout, then we can do another walkway that's on the same height as these things, which should allow for more freedom of movement. Yeah, and then we also have, I think, an interesting map. I think this looks cool. Seemed like that one time you realized you only have a few videos in the year. My god, last year was so bad. What did Heinrich say again? That I posted 4 videos? What if you remove the buildings, just keep the watchtower and connect the island with more small, narrow walk paths? And a pier should be nice touch on the boat. That could also be an idea. Yeah, about. Hang on, let me just quickly check. How many videos did I put out this year? Please, let it be more than 4 already. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright. 7 videos. Fair enough. 2 of them were, I think, reactions, you could say. Yeah, 7 videos. 4 of them are actual painting guides, and 1 is about my university. Alright. So we're actually, you know, not too bad. Not too bad. But yeah. Whoops. Where are you guys? Which tab? Oh gosh. Hello? Ah, there you are. More than last, yeah. And there are a lot of videos, you know, left. I'll design a second map, actually. Let me duplicate this one. I don't know why I did that, hang on. I'd actually need another clean slate. I haven't seen the pointy ears. I have seen the pointy ears. What did I... Oh yeah, right. I want to do a second map. So if this is our map and we try to keep it simple, because I think you guys might be right, I think I need to calm down a bit for this first match of Warcry. I tend to always do too much. So if we split, like if we have one deployment here, like one island here. So instead of this being fought in their actual village, maybe it's more of like an outpost or something. And then we have one deployment maybe around here. Is that actually how Warcry deployments work? I don't think so, actually. I think usually you deploy them on an edge, right? Warcry knows something about edging. Damn. Alright, well then. And then you'd have like smaller islands like this, like marshes, right? So maybe like this. Yeah, we're going to deploy them in an unorthodox style then. Can't tell, never played. Yeah, again, I haven't played it either, it's... You know. And then you have like one bridge like this, one bridge like this, maybe one bridge like this, one bridge like this. This looks already too convoluted. It's a cozy size. Yeah, it is. Hang on, let me do that again, but on a different level. So one like this, this, this. How did I do that again? This, 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 this? Roughly, right? And let me calm down a bit. The size of this stuff. Actually, though, try making them not straight. Yeah. Curve them a little. Maybe you're right. Hang on. Maybe that island is more over here. And then we have the huge watchtower. Like here. Like this is his base plate. This is his upper level. And then we can have another house. Then, because then I only have to build like 2 buildings, right? Another house like this. And this will allow us to do the following. Yes. So this ramp is gonna go up. Or maybe that's a ladder. Let's do a ladder here. A ramp here. A ramp that goes up. It's indicated by the ever brighter. Shit, I painted on the wrong side. Anyways. Delete all of that. Because then could have... Yeah, sure. Let's do one more ramp that goes up here. I think that's an idea. One ramp that goes up here, so 2 ramps that go up. One ramp that's going to connect... I don't know why they would make them curved though. One ramp that just goes straight, like not a ramp but more like a walkway. Ramp that connects these two. One walkway. One walkway over here. Maybe that is... That's still a lot of walkways. But it would allow for good range of movement. Again, I don't want to force. Maybe we'll delete this one. Yeah, I don't want to... However you have convenient, maybe there's a tree or a goblin. Actually not too bad of a suggestion, honestly. Let me think. So I think if we just do a roundabout, we get the problem that one maybe goes here, and the other sees, he's coming from over there. And then the clash is happening here on the watchtower or around the watchtower. And this stuff gets unused. It's of course not too good enough of an idea. This thing of course offers the height advantage. So does this actually. Idea, do not walk path in the middle, put there a small bow to jump through. Oh! Oh hell yeah! How far can you leap, actually? Whip, gotta go on a Teams call. Have fun, everyone. Alrighty. Have fun, man. Thanks for checking in. So these guys can all leap like 1 inch to 2 inches. Everyone can leap 2 inches. No, my warriors can't. Only the cool guys can. Okay. I mean, that would make it more interesting, wouldn't it? I think you really are cooking with that idea. Can jump 2 inches, it's always more. I can jump, alright. Can't jump 2 inches? Always more, okay. I mean, that's even better. Let's just put 2 boats like this. And then the players can have their miniatures, you know, go up here. And then, as you said, jump on here. Nice. That's actually such a cool solution to all of this. Yes, hell yeah, tactics. Should we do one more? No. Actually, you need to climb up here 2 inches, so this is actually the slower route. This is rather fast, but you gain a lot of height advantage. I think that's cool. This table allows for a lot more, given that I get my act together and actually do this tomorrow. Movement tweak, Aurea? Yeah, I mean, we can also just, I don't know, play with house rules, maybe? Hang on, let me get this stuff out of here again. So we have like one tower that goes here. and a house that stays there. I think if I'm only building one house anyway, might as well build the more interesting house, shouldn't I? So this will be the dome house then. Actually, why not make this entire thing a house, more or less? So actually people have to go through here and do enjoy the cover of this building. I think that's nice. And then I'll leave the roof detachable, so we can actually see what's happening inside if it happens, if a brawl should happen there. And of course, then we have the dome up top. Okay. I think that's rather cool. What else? What other details should we add? I think, of course, like you have some fences going along here. That one's more for aesthetic. This one is for actual cover. And of course, same with this. So if a guy with an arrow actually gets up here, he should enjoy quite a bit of protection. I think I put the hole here. Alright. Okay, cool. Anything else? I mean, we can put the brazier with the fire, maybe like a couple of those, if we can manage to build them. A note, there are 2 paths from the bottom, 1 from the top island. Yes. In that case, you are correct, but I think I actually don't need to tweak that much. Let me just grab this island, put it closer to here. Apparently I drew that one on the wrong edge. And then give the other player who deploys their more movement quicker. So this guy can reach the tower quicker. That was a good, very good call. Can we balance it out somehow? Yeah, that's what I'm trying right now. Oops. Again, this is supposed to be a ramp that goes up, I think 2 inches or something. So this actually doesn't need that much of a walk. Oh really? That thing I drew on the other one? Okay. Hang on. Let me quickly redraw some stuff here. Ah, hang on, then that wouldn't work. Let me quickly... So this is how it was before. I don't actually think it makes that much of a difference, because the walkway up here, like this is actually only a very short walkway. It's only like a couple of inches, whereas this player, I mean, he has to move this way, but this way is longer. And if he wants to go atop the watchtower, he also has to climb this ladder. I think this is all still fun. I didn't paint for 2 months. 64 quarrelers are looking at me with Zenith. 64. Oh yeah, right. Didn't you say you got the dwarfs? Nice. 64 is quite a big number though. Dang. I have also quite a lot of miniatures that look at me right now. We can also do like... Yeah, plenty of them, folks. Not a small number. Use the S word to describe a dwarf. I think maybe we can do something like this over here. Ah, shit. Hang on, that was a mistake. Shouldn't have done that. That goes into the book. Better. So you have like 2 entrances that give you cover right when you come in here. I think that's neat. Same here. So like small overhangs of the roof. And then we take... like this stuff is all fenced in. I don't know why you would fence that in, but just for... I don't know. And then you have stuff like this, you know, your classic safety stuff. This is all OSHA. This is all OSHA conform. Bingo. Ready? Alright. Time really flies, my gosh. What is the deadline for this table of yours? The deadline is the 24th. So in 8 days, minus the weekend, so minus 2 days, minus university, so minus the Thursday and Tuesday, yeah, especially Tuesday, that's a long one, and I have to hand in assignments there. Oh, Collector S says, hello, why is no one here? Holy shit. Hey man, I hope I didn't ignore you for too long. It had so long, it's been such a long time that somebody chatted from the Twitch chat that I get completely off guard. I completely ignored that, sorry. And the Inquisitor's here as well. What a blessed stream, let's go. Hi man, how are you doing? Haven't seen you in such a long time. Collector Ed says, now I'm fine, I got interested by the sport. Oh, thank you. So, this is actually the second design. This is the first idea that we had featuring more buildings. But basically what happened is I realized that I have to have this entire table completely built and designed and painted in 8 days. And I also have to do the same with my entire warband. And I have to film all of that. So that's quite a big ask, especially without the weekend. So yeah, and these are the kind of houses that we will build. So yeah, quite a lot of work ahead of me, but you know. I thought before we actually get to more of the designing, maybe we should agree on the layout first. So, yeah, I think these walkways won't need any of that stuff because these are all like on the same, like at ground level. I would come to offer my help, but I'm currently outside of Europe. Oh damn, alright. Yeah, that's quite a long ways away. Even with shipping and all. There we go. You know, some nice planks. I think this is also the right time for that. And of course the entire thing will be built out of paper mache, so no 3D printing, no like expensive building equipment. I want to build all of this out of rubbish to keep it as low budget and low cost as possible, while getting the highest quality out of it possible to, you know, make a prop tutorial with actually $0 budget, because I hate it when, you know, that's not done. And actually, here's a link to a video that I did a few years ago, where I did exactly that. The video's quite old. If you reference it, like if you compare it to one of my newer videos, that's quite the difference. But, you know, the video still works. The guide is still cool. Anyway, Matt from Pressbook says, so cereal meal for next month or so? Cereal meal? You mean due to me having to get all of this paper, all of this carton? No, because I actually do have enough. Actually, I've been collecting carton for quite a while. But now what I want... Cornflakes. Yes, bingo, okay. Thank God I got that joke. You know, watching streams myself, I sometimes think to myself, how is this streamer not getting the jokes of the audience? How is he so dense? And since I've started streaming myself, yeah, it's rough. Let's now come together and actually try to do a little bit of a rendering, shall we? So I want to have this like this. So dark sky. Getting darker the further away it goes. For now, this is not much of anything, but trust me, we will get there. This is too dark. I hope you will be recording the progress of making. Yes, I will, which will in turn slow everything down quite tremendously. I do, as some of you may know, I do also do like commissions for miniatures. And sometimes I ask the people, hey, this would be like great content. You get it a little bit cheaper if I can record the video, because the trade-off is that everything will take longer. Right. So in front of us will be, whoops, yeah, why not? Will be a little bit of an island. Maybe this color. Nah, it's dark. Alright. Do this. Yes. Right. You're not dense, you're just smooth on the brain. Thank you. I missed you too, man. But this is just like the grass and the reed. I'm just completely trying to do this without looking up many references, just freehand. Because why not? Right. So this is the water level of the swamp. Crazy to think that I wanted to start with the render right away. Like a complete fool. And then you have... what was the layout again? A few more islands. Yeah, that's just, you know, going. Then you have like one walkway that goes like this to a different island. And on there, the island is roughly here. So now we're basically out of the design phase and more on the actual sketching phase. Or should I rather say the actual... what do I want to say? The actual art phase. So, and then you have... what kind of brown did we pick again? Maybe like this. Then you have the watchtower. Whoop! Then you have the watchtower doing what he does best. And that means towering over the land. There we go. And maybe like this, a little bit wider. Hell yeah. I should do more sketches myself. I didn't draw in months. Oh, damn. Yeah. I didn't draw much either. I was quite a bad boy. Much of my diploma has to be written first. At least the way that I'm handling my diploma. And, well, I spend most of my time doing that. So we have the first platform. This looks so bad. It will look better. For reference, like, this is a picture where I spent a few more hours on, so I actually do kinda know what I'm doing. I just want to assure you that this is not the first time that I've picked up like a brush or something. Even though this looks quite like nothing so far. Alright. And then we have the actual watchtower towering over everything else. Alrighty. Where's the... I don't know. Actually, I think it should have been more like this already. Does the point of view is like here or something? Wow, okay, it's actually... Damn. Didn't know that. Maybe when I finish the projects, we're showing off my project and skills to life on people. Yeah. Pretty much. This also has to be like... the stream's already like kinda coming to an end. And because of that, like I don't have ages to paint this. It's like, this is supposed to be a full render in like 40 minutes. But why not, you know? Doesn't mean it has to look bad. Just means that I need to get my act together. Oh, yeah. What do we do? Oh, yeah, right. These extend all the way up here, don't they? Because after that, this thing gets a thatched roof. Like this. Like a round roof. I think this already looks kinda promising. Yeah. And then how does it go further? Oh yeah, that's the big watchtower. Then we have another island. Another island. Need this green. I need a different brush. I mean, I didn't have a lot of time, but with my last semester exam passed, I finally have a bit of downtime. Oh, hell yeah, you passed the exam. Yeah, nice. By the way, I really hope that your situation has gotten a bit better since the last time we talked. I should force myself to finish those dwarves that are taking up space on my workbench. Well, so the next stream will be, and I say will be because it actually will be. The next stream will be on Thursday. And it will be a lot longer, and we'll be painting miniatures again. So, if you need some company with those quarrelers, I am happy to help. I'll be right here. And you have a lot bigger time window to catch me, because we'll be streaming for quite a long time. Not 24 hours, as I used to. I wanted to, I thought about that as well, but... nah. Wouldn't subject Theinrich to that. So there's another island roughly around here. Now still as bad as before? Shit. Ah, damn it. Got my hopes up too quickly. Which layer? Oh yeah, the right layer. Smaller and more like this. And then we have a different island taking more space like here. But actually I'll draw it a little bit differently, just simply because I want to. Hang on. Let me get rid of that. So there's an island like right here. Closer. And then sketch in some more walkways. Oof, depends on the time. I'm going to have some business during the day. I mean, sure, right? I think you guys have a little bit more important stuff to do than I do. But yeah, hey, you know, you never know. There's something right here. There's a ladder that goes up this way. And there's another walkway right into this island. And the boats we'll put here. This is not an accurate depiction of how the table will look like in the end. But I think, you know, just to get the feeling of what we're trying to do, that's quite nice. But yeah, Inquisitor, I'm sorry to hear that. It didn't get, well, that much better, if at all. This is a sneak peek of the table? Yeah, pretty much. That's correct. Alright, we still have 15 minutes, roughly. Like 20 minutes. The reason for that is that I promised my girlfriend that I wouldn't take too long. I think the stakes would be buried more in here. Hang on. Oh, fuck. The stakes would be buried in here. And that'd be one stake here and one more here. And this would be, oops. No. And this would be a more see-through. And then we'd have this thing. With a ladder. I want my Lothar fan art stream. Oh yeah? Maybe I should put that up soon. Because I would do, like, I would love to do a lot more digital art. Even if just for my diploma. Because it would actually help me a lot with, you know, getting to draw more and simultaneously doing something for the channel as well. Because I'm already kind of struggling to do both. But yeah, even in that regard, there's a lot planned. Emphasis on planned, because I don't know how much time I can actually invest in that. But I definitely do want to do as much stuff as I can, of course, for the channel. These walkways don't need any protection. I'm on the wrong layer again, ain't I? There we go. That's not good. That's not good either. Breaking the bottom of an old salad spinner for a defiler base. Breaking the bottom of an old salad spinner? How possibly would that look? I know what a salad spinner is, but how possibly would you use that for the base of a miniature? So let me take that. And let me take this brush again. Then we'll do some grass. Some ferns. It's 160mm. Oh, that's what you mean. Alright, okay. But hang on, no, you're not breaking the salad spinner for the base. Are you? Yeah? Oh, okay. I thought you mean like you'd pick out some parts to spec the base with. Of course, we need more details in the front. Actually, no, we don't need to, because the time is running out. Let's do some more, like maybe a tree or something. You're again on one of your fabled hit bashings, aren't you? Salad spinner was an old and broken, putting some foam and sand on it. Again, I'm intrigued to see what kind of terrain would a swamp have? Swamp. Just like a swamp. What kind of trees are there? Alright, some long ones. Let's just hold off on the trees. Let's do some lighting first before I do any more. So for the lighting, I think some cold weather. Cold. Sky. Even this stuff here. Be cold. Hang on. Let me multiply this right away. Ah. So everything needs to be cold. Hang on. And then we keep working up from there. So the sky is a little bit brighter. This stuff. Maybe the sun can be a little bit more yellowish. No, actually that doesn't look good. Like just gray. Highlighting a bit. I'm not quite sure how the multiply tool works exactly. I only recently figured out how it actually works. So this might not look that good. Nate Harry says moin. Man, this is good. You think so? I think I still gotta work quite a bit on that before it actually looks good. But nonetheless, thank you. Do some shading. That's quite stark shading, hang on. The sun is basically coming from here, what I'm thinking. I should be designing a display board for my dwarves like this, but I forgot how to draw 2D. Yeah, I kinda know what you mean. I approach a lot of stuff nowadays, even like paintings and stuff that I do, I approach them like I would approach modeling miniatures for Warhammer. So I start with like first some light, and then I start with the flat colors, and then I do the what's it called? Then I do the the like ambient lighting and stuff like that. So my teacher came up to me and was like, "Hey man, you know what? Whatever helps you get through it." Like, okay. She said to me, like, some artists prefer to do it different. But, you know. I was like, I don't know what this is supposed to mean. Go and do this one. Or shaded. Now it's much easier to paint miniatures than pictures for me. I forgot it. Yeah, same. But my problem is that I have an art diploma coming up. This actually is a bit wrong, I think. I think my keyboard betrays me. I know that feeling. Okay, I put that one on a different layer. That's always fun. Stuff a little more. Oops, nope. It doesn't look like much of anything right now, but I'm very interested to pull off a magic trick in a second. Alright. What we got so far, I think I actually need to push all of this a lot further down. Oh, I need... Oh, it is already that. Magic is heresy. Then I need to perform a blessing of the Emperor in a second. I think this is more like it. Hang on. Then I want to paint some clouds in there. This looks more like a swamp. The other thing looked like, I don't know, stuff you'd expect to see maybe in maybe like in a forest. It was, yeah, it was like forestry, and now it's not so grassy. Yeah. That's what I thought as well. That's what kept putting me off like a little bit. And then of course you need to clouds a little bit darker on this side. I think if we actually were to find a little bit more time, we could actually do something rather nice here. But I don't want to overdo it as well. That's not quite what I had in mind. Just a little bit of mist, and then we do the swamp water very similarly. And this... Oh yeah. When first we did this, it was more to just, you know, block it in real quick. get a feeling where everything was supposed to be, and now we actually do want to have some texture and lighting going on. Oh, that's wrong. Well, swamps in my country is more like a lake in the forest, no darkness, no fogs, just healthy forest by water. Slovakia is beautiful environment. Oh. I think you know, it's very much the same in Germany as well. I think the only difference really is that in the north of Germany I actually do have some proper swamps. The more realistic swamp would be a grassland with consistent flooding as the swamps in Miami. Going to move to Canada, there are more flooded forests with gigantic trees. The stereotypes is to Brazil. Yes. I think I know what you mean. The swamps that I do is probably more like swamps of Mississippi. The problem is that I've never seen the swamps of Mississippi and I don't want to pull up a reference pic right now, so this is the best we're gonna get. Okay, and then of course we want to do the other stuff a little bit different. What's this? Okay. The most natural swamps is Lithuania, Finland, Latvia. Oh yeah? I gotta have more of a look into those countries then. Delete that shit. No, that's wrong. Delete that shit. Yeah. That's too dark. I need like this color, but a little bit less. And still desaturated. What is going on up here though? What is this? Is this part of the lake? No, what? Actually, oh, it is part of this, okay. Then I need the dark green again. Of course, we need some shadow down here. Okay. I mean, this is kind of fun, right? Now the only thing is to get the islands to look more proper. Of that, I think we are gonna do this, reduce, and now we can hopefully do a little bit more like proper rendering. Could also just hang on. Let me do it like this. So this is the area that we can walk on. And then I'll take this to make the grass. Am I still on the right? What's going on? What? Oh no, that's correct. Okay. Smaller. The problem is I do want to, like, I know I need the smaller brushes for more detail, but at the same time I also want to be quick. You should look up swamps from Valheim, they have a great mood. Ooh. A small detail for the tower is leaning. Let it lean, try to add some support beams. We'll set the look of soft soil and swamps. That's actually a good idea. Didn't even notice that. Wow, it leans really heavily for you guys. Holy shit. I think it's due to my due to my tablet being laying a little bit crooked. Was not supposed to be the case. And we'll just do the ground here like this. So this is supposed to be just regular ground. Rendering unfortunately like takes forever, especially the way I do it. But we don't have forever. I want to get this concept going. And I need to do some different for the water of the swamp as well. Some support beams of wood, maybe ropes attached to prevent it fall. That's nice. The thing is, that's all, like most of that is, like especially the ropes, are more stuff that you would see in, like, like on a diorama or like some other form of like battle table. And this is not going to be a diorama. These are going to be all modular individual pieces, so I don't actually know how much detail like that. Although it's fun, I don't know how much I can add of that. How much of that I can add. Add some ripped clothes on it, showing the wind makes it lean. Maybe. Is that a good idea to do this? What layer is that? Just make it a little bit more grayish looking. Yeah, this looks a lot better. And the grass as well, we can go a little bit more in a more yellowish direction. Okay, we actually can't, okay. Maybe in a more grayish direction? But you can see that the support beams even on GW Tower for Old World that need to be fixed. Okay. That's also an idea. What layer am I currently working on that this isn't being shown? Beams, goddammit, yeah. Again, your keyboard betrays you. Okay, I think I actually need to stick to this kind of green because the others don't seem to work that well. Hang on. Just moving this out a little bit. Yet again. What I'm wondering is if this could stand on its own. Not really, I mean, it looks interesting, but not really. I think I need to switch to like some sort of... Do this? Nah, never mind. I'll stick to the brushes. The top of this island, of course, has to be different than the surrounding stuff. Can't I have anything more that looks more like grass? Or make the support beams messy, add a few X constellations, make the structure messy. Ranks could also hold in place for more green nature look. That's, I mean, those are all good ideas. Not quite sure how much I can implement them though. Need to have this brush again. And then I need to go to this layer. And then this has to be more gray. its basic structure. To hold it sturdy, you need some crossing beams to support the overall structure, the legendary X shape. I think you're right. You know what, let's try that. Why not? Let's try how that would look. Need to do this. Get the original color back. Boom. Should we do... I think this is too much. This is too much. What I'm thinking is more... maybe like this? Where's our point of view again? I think it's all over the place. And then we'll do like an X here, X here, X there, and an X there. Looks messy enough? Actually, that does look kind of cool. This is of course very messy now. Let's do a little bit more probably. Add some moss over that and vines. I mean, what about the other idea though? Like adding like ropes and stuff. If there was a rope right here. And then a rope maybe right here. You need to add them mostly on the base of the structure. You mean the axes? Or the ropes? Hang on. To make this a little bit less obvious. That looks definitely nice for the picture, though this would most likely... And the H structure does not hold strong enough. Try the N would be easier. N? Oh yeah, maybe. You know what, let's keep the ropes just for this picture for now. Maybe we'll add them in the final project as well, but we need to have a look first. I'm keeping them because, you know, they really add just that much more. Let's do the ropes on tabletop. Yes, to do the ropes on tabletop will get in the way, yeah. Looks nice, but you could add more ropes? How kinky are you guys that you want all the time more ropes? Hang on, let me quickly... Let's do some Baldur's Gate ambience, shall we? Actually, that's just ambience, not music. Well done. Okay. To do not my bad this time. Do not do the ropes. Alright. Yeah. But it looks cool. And you think the N shape? I should do the N shape. The N word. So just single file then. Hang on, the other way around. Two ropes are enough, it will prevent from crumbling. I mean, yeah, you're probably right. Maybe, if we do the ropes, like, just for this picture, right? They should really be, like, stiff in one direction and slacking in the other direction to show that the tower was originally meant to, you know, be supported on all sides, and now is just leaning so heavily that one side has to carry more than the other. Beams, I need to change the M. But do the beams, the beams, on the base of the tower? Alright. Hang on. Let's get these guys out of here again. And the beams on the base of the tower. So like this. Oops. Where's the other beam, by the way? Isn't it supposed to be here, like, somewhere? The base needs to be most supported. That's true. That's true. Yeah, okay, sure. I mean, it looks good as well. Let's just keep it that way then. Okay. Do this somewhere. And go to this. Put more shade in here. Just a little. More contrast is always good, and that's something I don't say often. That's the layer. That's also the wrong layer. What's the correct layer? Oh, there we go. Don't forget that we have a walkway over here. Why does it look so wrong, though? Interesting. Here we go. Alright. Now I just need to sign stuff. You didn't get out of my lawn. Nay. You missed your opportunity. Get out of my swamp! Get out of my swamp! Now we just need to Shrek the ogre. Oh, like at least one guard, right? Just a fella over here. Trolling. This. Maybe shield. And his spear just relaxing on his shoulder. And his cool hat. Yes, but copyrights? Yeah, okay, fair enough. Actually, I think this guy should belong more over here. Now he looks like more part of the scenery than anything. There you go. Part of the structure, I mean. It looks like he has a fucking gun. Straw hat? Oh yeah. The leader of this warband has a really nice head, I gotta say. It's actually, unironically, one of the reasons why I picked this warband. Because the leader just had that much drip. Just actually looks like a fairly normal village and not actually like some sort of Nurgle cultist infested. By the way, how does he get up here? Well, he could either use this way or the ladder. The ladder is rather invisible. Hang on, I should change that. So many details. I think that's more part of the tighter rendering. Calm that down a little bit here. There we go. But up there under the roof. Oh yeah, you're right. I completely forgot that. I think a second, Mr. President, there needs to be a second ladder. Somehow like this. This ladder there's never been a crazier ladder than that. Alright. Climbing up the rope. Watch duty is more like a punishment than anything. So there's a second swamp up there. Actually, I can actually just do that, can't I? Oops, sorry. Glory be the digital art. Easy. Alright. Don't really know if that's necessary, but kinda adds something to the whole. It's like miniature, yeah. Actually, I think I should. The other tower makes it more interesting, but not quite sure. Really that necessary? I think it's not. Let's just leave it like that. Maybe some crows in the air. Oh, based idea, of course. Burps. Oops. Wrong layer. Need to be further away, a little more with the second tower. Yeah? Okay, hang on, I'll re-add the tower later. Hang on. Just like we would have drawn them in kindergarten. What kind of layer am I drawing on? Am I crazy? Why am I even taking a special layer to begin with? Actually, I mean, this is a Nurgle cult, if we're all honest. I think. Stalker 1412. But yeah, if we're being honest, more like there should be more so like some flies over here. Okay, you guys want the second tower. Needs to be further away. So I'll do just that. Really wish I would have put the rope somewhere else. Be smaller as well. And it needs to... Ooh. Hang on. Need to get rid of the ropes. And this stuff over here. The fairly simple crowd fits this drawing. Well. I'll just take the ropes away. Let's resize this a little bit. Like this, and then... Why is there still so much stuff over here? Shouldn't be. Ah, bingo. Now we need to readjust so it works with the kind of point of view that we have here. Maybe like this. Maybe like this. On the board, a few spots of water, like after rain, would be a nice touch, or perhaps some fishing rack with catched prey to add some life. On the board, not necessary, but it can provide cover. That's actually a great idea. Hang on, I'll add that to the list of things that we definitely need to add right after this. So like this, and then of course it needs some lighting as well. Multiply? Okay, it doesn't change anything. And then we need some bright stuff. Wow. Why does that not work? Really? Why does that not work? It's actually darker now. Makes no sense. Like this. You could add the crows by grease with small black strokes on their wings, like disheveled feathers. I'd hire you to make a display board painting for me dwarves. I would hire you to make me a display board painting for my dwarves. So you think like a concept diorama, yeah? Because I like this. Well, that sounds very promising. Let's go. My first job as a proper concept artist. This actually doesn't look too bad. Holy shit. I actually kind of like this. I think with a little bit more rendering, this could go rather far. Unironically speaking. Yeah. Hang on. Let me add some more stuff to the second tower. Now I'm invested. Get the crows by grease with like strokes. Wings. Okay. Hang on, let me try that. I'll just take the Derwent for that. Maybe this one. Ah, no. This one. Okay, Derwent doesn't work too good. Let's try this one. It doesn't work too good either. Oh, that's because... Alright. You go a little smaller. Hang on. What am I doing? I mean, if I'm already doing these kind of close-ups, I might as well do them correct, right? Well, it depends how nasty you want it, but destroyed coach, dead cow or two, giant dead fish, maybe some small palisade near the water. There are possibilities. Right? Hang on, I'll make a photo. And maybe we'll do another stream tomorrow, I don't know. Maybe one more of these. I mean, if you guys actually like this, I'd be happy to do more like this. Okay. Hang on. There's always more stuff that you can do. And that's actually too stark still. Okay. I'm up for that. Adding poles with tinted clothes also looks like a great area filler. It does. Like, those are all very good ideas. Hang on, let's return to that later. Let's do that here. So let me turn this boat upside down. Whoops. Hey. And then we'll just sketch in. We need like dark brown for the wood. Maybe like 2 axes. And then you'd have like a fishing line like this. Connected to somewhere on the ground on both sides. And then in different heights. Have a bunch of fish. That's good. On a board idea, the walk paths on the islands could be partially made by planks, like World War II trenches, where planks covered by soil and mud. Yes, that's basically the look that I do want to go with this, and that's also why I want to have the planks like be so bright, because then the mud and all of that stuff can be way more visible. So they'll be heavily weathered, definitely. And then we'll do the fish. A little bit rough. And maybe like 1 big fish. Maybe like 1 goblin. Do I even have fish? Maybe I should have got myself some of these Playmobil fishes or something. Looks more like socks. An alligator. Slaughtered black dragon. Yeah, sure. I mean, I do have some... maybe like an orc skull or something. One rack like that. Wow. Very rough everything. But I think it looks cool. We did definitely do quite a lot. We did, you know, all of the designs, the rough ideas. We did, like, this was our first plan, but this might be a lot, especially with like an entire building. Now we're left with this, which is also nice. And I do also have the option to leave the building out here. You shed a bit more water reflections on the puddle, maybe a little spark of the water sun that comes through the fog. I have plenty of bits, but I can't imagine how fast it arrives. You wanna send me some? Nah, that's not necessary. I just order them myself, that's good. some last reflections, you think? Let's see if I can add them via the multiply. Doesn't get shown at all. Okay. Interesting though. What if I did this usually? Whoa, okay. Should not do this normal, I see. Interesting, okay. I've plenty of bits. On the board, I recommend if you want to add trees, make them removable. Oh yeah, definitely, I would do that. I have 3 boxes of bits waiting for me to add the 105 6mm big candles. Oh my gosh. 185 6mm big candles. That's a lot of candles. What do you need that many candles for, man? Yeah, I think the water reflections are on point, but I think this looks already. It's a little bit more contrast up here. A little bit more light gray. I think it looked cool before as well. It looked cool already. Alright. Bingo. This is actually has been very cool. From the just raw design to the actual planning of the battle map, of which we actually did 2. And I really like this idea for all of the tactical shenanigans that you hopefully are able to do with this. And then of course we also made like a full render, and I think choosing the tower as our building definitely was the right choice. So I think this has been an extremely productive stream. Thank you guys so much. I love the gothic aesthetic and lean into it as hard as possible. Candles are just the top of the way to show the shimmer of hope humanity has. Not too bright but also not dark. Yeah, I mean, I agree. The candles, like, I've seen people decorate their Terminators with just, like, shitloads of candles. That definitely made for a great aesthetic. Power better, more open for gameplay. Oh yeah, no, I will do both. I will do, like, a building, and I will do this tower. Because I think, like, just one building might not be enough. Though I will start on the tower first, just to make sure that that guy is ready to go. But yeah, again, as I said, a very productive stream. We did a whole lot, like these 4 projects up top. For all of my German fans, I don't know where to post this, so there you go. That's what I do in my free time with my free will. But yeah. Again, a sanely productive stream. Thank you guys so much. I'm glad to hear that you enjoyed it. Yeah, maybe I'll do... So the next stream will definitely be on Thursday. It will be a long stream. It will be a miniature painting stream or building stream. Not quite sure. I think it will be a miniature painting stream though. And it will be a miniature painting stream for quite a long time. Not quite sure which miniatures I will paint. And if you guys want to see a sketching stream like this again, please let me know. I think I'll put it up for vote. Also love the drawing streams, you're welcome. Hope to see you again, I'm getting the hype. Alright. The hype is definitely well justified, because there will be a lot coming. I am very hopeful to have another golden age of this channel very, very soon, with loads of videos to come. I'm motivated, and I'm very glad to see you as hyped up as I am. Yeah, and I think with this I'll we'll end the stream. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you in the next one. And until then, take great care. And yeah, stay tuned for more updates. Bye bye!